Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're gonna go ahead and finish off our puzzle with being able to complete the puzzle. And once you get all the pieces lined up properly, it'll transition, and the door will open, and you'll be able to just go through it. And yeah, so let's go ahead and hop into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our model for the door. We haven't added that yet, so we're going to go to our first person folders, models, doors. We're going to make a new folder in here to put our old door in here. Common door. We'll throw all of this stuff inside there. And I'm going to make a new folder called lift door. I'm going to open this guy up, and then I'm just going to bring in the model wherever I put it. Lift door right here. Just going to import this guy. And it comes with a bunch of pieces, so I'm just going to highlight them all and pull it in. Looks like we missed one. Oh, yeah. Need that one right there. Cool. So I'm just going to rotate this guy 90. And I'm going to go grab some materials that we can throw on this. So I'm just going to right click in here, go to Fab. I'm going to search for Quixel. Go to Creators, Quixel, Materials and Textures, Building and Human Made, Metal. And I'm going to search Rusty. And I'm just gonna grab one of these rusty ones. I forget which one I was using, but I think it was... I want to say it was this one, maybe. Yeah, let me just add this one. So, now we're gonna go back to our first person folder, materials. I'm going to throw all of our material instances in our material instance folder here. And then on our master, I'm going to right click, create material instance, and mi underscore rusty metal. That's what I'm going to call that. And then we're going to open that, and I'm just going to throw it on this element right here. It'll cover all of that. I'm going to open this material, and I'm gonna tick use ARH, and I'm gonna tick all the maps right here, and I'm just gonna go back to our textures, and I'm just gonna pull this guy in, this guy on the normal, this guy on the ORD, and yeah, that's pretty good. Let's bring the albedo down a little bit. And maybe the tiling? Add a little bit more tiling to it. Just a little bit. Alright, so that should be good. Also, just for the fun of it, I'm just going to make this rectilight. Make it like a red color. Apparently we're not using a rectilight. Let's change this to rectilight. And for some reason that didn't update. Rectilight, oh, I gotta turn that on and off, right? There we go. So, this guy, I'm gonna put kind of above our puzzle, our dial. Also, I'm gonna go back to this door, and I'm gonna highlight all the pieces so we can turn it into one mesh. Just gonna move it around, make sure I got all the pieces. So I'm gonna go up here to actor, merge actor settings, replace source actors. And I'm gonna go to first person models, doors, lift door. I'm just gonna call this lift door. And there we go. So now we can just pull that in, and we have just one mesh instead of like 50. Which we'll use this for our blueprint. Also this guy. gonna make this a rect light, and I'm gonna change its color to like a greenish color. Light on. There's another light coming from somewhere, and I'm trying to figure out where it is. Is it this one? It is that one, but that's because our point light, we didn't turn our point light off. So rect light, go back to that, on. And same here, that did not turn off our point light, so go back to your point light, turn that guy off, rect light, turn that guy on. And I'm just gonna aim this guy at the door. And we're gonna make a spot in our wall here for it. I'm gonna move this light a bit closer, make it easier to see. Alright, so on our wall here, I'm just gonna shrink it. I'm gonna make the Y, let's just try, oh whoops. Be sure to untick the locks. I'm gonna set the Y to, or the X to 6. Let's try 3 for now. I'm also gonna set the Y to 0.3. That way it's thinner. And let's try 3.5 on the X. Maybe 3.4. Just move our door over. Just try to line this up. There we go. Now I'm just gonna duplicate this wall here, move it to the other side. Like that. I'm gonna set the X, try 4.5. Good enough for now. And I'm gonna fill in the gap at the top. Just close this guy up. Set the X to 3.45. Looks good. Set the Z, let's try 1.5. Good enough for now. And I'm gonna I'm gonna lengthen our floor here. I'm gonna set it to be, let's just set it to be 18. That way we have something to run into back here. And that should be good for now. So let's go ahead and make our blueprint for our lift door. So I'm going to go to first person, blueprint, items, environmental doors, BP base door here. I'm going to create a child blueprint. We're going to call this BP underscore BP underscore lift door, like that. And we can open this guy up. Cool. Alright, so now I'm going to go to my first person folder. We need to add this to the data table. So open this guy up. We're going to add. I'm going to hit F2 to name this lift door. And item class, we're not going to do anything right here because we have our door info. But I'm going to set the mesh to be our lift door. Item name to be lift door. Item type to be do we not have doors added to this? It should be fine. Then we're gonna, on our item class on our door info, we're gonna choose our BP lift door. Door type, we're gonna add a lift door to our door type. So let's go do that real quick. In our enum, first person blueprint enums, door type right here, we're gonna add one for lift doors, lift door. Just add a space there. Like that. Save that. Close it. And on door type, we're gonna choose lift door right here. And the rest of this should be fine. So we can just close that, go back to our lift door here, and we're going to change door name to be lift door. And that did not add properly, so let's see why. First person. Hold on, let me go back to the door. Lift door. Oh, we changed our enum, which changed our structure and data table and stuff. So we need to go into items, environmental doors. We need to open up our base door, and we just need to recompile this. Now, if we come back here, you see we have our door. So I'm just gonna pull the lift door in. I'm gonna click on this door that we had here, and I'm gonna go here to the location. And I'm just gonna copy that. I'm gonna delete this old door, come here, and paste that location in right here. And cool. So one more thing we want to do for this is we want to go up here to the top, and we're gonna add a camera. I'm gonna add a sign camera, and let me just pull this back and click on this to kind of get a view of where our camera is. Also on our camera, I'm gonna set the focal length to be 18. I'm also gonna tick constraint aspect ratio, just untick that guy. And yeah, now let's just kind of place our camera where we want it. So I'm gonna kind of angle it a little bit. I'm gonna set my rotation to be 5. Easier to get the angle that I want. And that should be pretty good. And that looks like a decent angle for a quick little sequence. Alright, so we can save that. That's all we're going to do in here for now. Now we're going to go... We need to update some things on our dial blueprint. So let me pull up my references here. So we've already done this part. Oh, something else we're going to do is we're going to add a an interface for our doors. We should have done that earlier. Some of those event dispatchers and some of the stuff we did earlier could have been done better with an interface, but here is another opportunity to show you another way of doing things. So we're gonna call this BPI_doors. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to learn more than one way, but interfaces are normally pretty you know, pretty go-to kind of way of doing things. So we're just gonna make a function in here, which is already in here. We're just gonna name this open door and compile and save that. And then we're gonna go to our lift door here. Actually, we're just gonna browse the asset. We're gonna go to base door. We're gonna go to class settings, implemented interface. We're gonna look for our BPI doors. Just add that, compile, save that, close that, and that should be good, so we can get rid of that. And let's see. This is base door. Okay, we just did that part. Let's see. This is event open door. We don't need that part yet. That we don't need. Let's open up our dial blueprint. Most of what we're gonna do is in here. Just go to the event graph and close down some of these other things right here. So we're gonna make a function called check door success. And what we're gonna do in here, let me find my function. So we're just going to check to see that our dial indexes are all equal to 0, and if it is, we're just going to open the door, we're going to clear the overlay material, and then we're going to check that the dial is complete, which is a another variable we're going to add real quick. So let's add a variable here called dial complete, and just compile and save that. So now we're just going to pull in all our dial indexes in here. If you control click and drag them, you can just pull them in and drop them. And we're just going to pull off the outside one here. We're going to get an equal. And I'm going to duplicate the equal twice. Plug these two in. And off the top one here, we're going to get an AND boolean, because we want to check that all of these are equal to 0. Because that means that our dial is complete if they're all set to 0. You have successfully done the puzzle. Be sure to plug all of these into the AND here. And we're just going to grab a branch here. Plug this guy in. And if all of these are set to 0, what we're going to do is we're going to call our open door, which is, we're going to add another variable in here called door to open. So variables, and door, add a variable, door to open. We're just going to make this an actor object reference. We're also going to take this to be instance editable, so that we can choose that. So if we go into our, click on our dial here, you see we have our door to open. We can just click the little eye drop here and click on our door, and now that is set to be our door to open. So we're going to grab our door to open, and we're just going to open door, which is going to be this open door message right here. And we want to plug that into the true. So if you successfully completed the puzzle, then we're just going to open door. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to clear our overlay material that is set on our dials. So we're just going to go find where we have that. Somewhere in here. Right here off of our interact. I'm going to clear. Just going to copy that and paste that guy in here. Plug that guy in. And then we're going to check that dial is complete. And why we are setting this dial is complete, it's because I'm going to set it to be, once the dial is complete, you can no longer interact with the door. So we're going to go to our interact here. We're going to grab a branch. And we're going to check if the dial is complete. And plug this guy in. And if it's not complete, then we want to do everything with our interact. So once you get it done, you just can't interact with it anymore. Okay, so that should be good there. Let me, should be able to clear some things here. Yeah, so we can get rid of that guy. We can get rid of... Oh yeah, we want to set up our check dial success. We want to plug that in. Every time we rotate, which let's comment this stuff real quick. This one is rotate dial 45. I'm going to comment this one. Rotate dial negative 45. I'm going to comment this guy right here. Animate dial 45. Pretty sure that's that one, yep. And this one is animate dial negative 45. Alright, so yeah, all we're going to do is we're going to pull in our check dial success. We're going to plug the executions at the end of all of these right here. And I'm just going to duplicate that and plug it into our other rotate dial custom event we have down here. So every time we rotate, we're going to check to see if we successfully, completed the puzzle. So, just going to cover this with the comment here. So, we can get rid of that guy. And now, let's see, what is this one? Lift the door, we don't need that part yet. We don't need that, we've already done that. Okay, so yeah, all we need now is to animate our door. So, like what we're doing in here, we're calling our open door. So all we need to do is go implement that on our door. So click on our door here. And we're going to, over here in our interfaces, we're going to double click this open door. And I'm just going to do a print string for now to make sure that our indexes are properly you know, making sure all that's working. So I'm just gonna print success first. So let's complete the puzzle. Let's test it and see if we get a print string. So which we did not. So let's see why not. So let's go back to our dial blueprint. If it is equal to 0, it's probably because our indexing is wrong. Very easy to do. So on this guy, our center dial index is set to 4. That should be 5. Because if we set this to 0 and we rotate it back twice, this will be or let me reset this back to rotate on the 45. So if we pull it back once, that sets it to 7. One more time, that sets it to 6. And one more time, that sets it to 5. So center dial index is 5. Middle dial index we have set to 5 as well. Let's set this one to 6. So I'm going to click on the center dial index. I'm going to reset the rotation. I'm just going to pull it back twice to set the index to 6. And then on the outside dial index, this one, our outside dial index is set to 2. So we're just going to rotate this guy to the right twice. And let's see if it works now. So it did not. We did not get a print string. So let's check on our check dial success. I'm going to do a print string right here after we call the interface. I'll leave it hello. That's fine. So okay, so we're not getting a print there either. So let's do a debug and check where it's breaking. So we have this selected already, and if we go and interact with it, we can see that it is updating that outside piece. All of that is being called. So let's open up our check door success, see what's happening in here. It's saying that these are not equal to 0. So let's go into our increment dial index. Outside, middle, center. And our decrement. Outside, middle, center. Oh, I found the mistake. So, alright, so in our last video, we made this increment to dial index, but we never incremented it. We forgot to do that. We're still decrementing it here. So, that is the issue. So, yeah, we're just gonna increment int right here. We're just gonna replace all of these with increment. Something we forgot to do in the last part. So, just duplicate this twice here. Just try to clean it up a little bit. Alright, now, let's test that again. And we got success. So perfect. So yeah, that was the issue there. So let me just close this. So yeah, just go in, replace this, and yeah, that was the mistake there. We forgot to increment in the last part. So now that we know that we're getting a success, now all we need to do is we need to open the door. So we need to animate the door. So let's go into our BP lift door. So we know this is working now. And we're just going to do our animation, which is, let me pull this guy up. First, we're going to do a delay of 1 second. Let's do a 1 second delay whenever this is successful. And we'll leave the print string there for now. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to play a sound. So, play sound at location, sure. And I'm going to get actor location and plug the location in right here. And I'm gonna go find a sound to play. I'm just gonna find one of my just a random door sound. Alright, I'll play this sound right here. Sure. And then what we want to do is we're gonna set view target with blend. We want to get player controller, and we're gonna set view target with blend. Plug this guy in, and our new view target is going to be self. So it's going to be our lift blueprint, which we added the door, so it'll go to the camera here. And we're going to set the blend time to 1. I believe that's what I set it to. Yeah, 1. All right, and then we're going to add another delay here of 1 second. The reason I'm adding this delay is I'm going to play another sound that I want to wait until it has completely blended to our to be focused on our door. So if you set your blend time to a different time, set your delay here to the same exact time. And let's see. Yeah, then we're just gonna play sound right here, which I'm gonna go find another sound to play. I'll play this elevator sound, sure. Works for me. Cool. So, we're good with that. So now we just need to animate it. So, yeah, we're gonna do a, we're gonna make a timeline. So, timeline. And I'm just gonna plug play from start in right here. And I'm just gonna open this guy. I'm gonna set the length of this to be 3, so 3 seconds. We're gonna add a float track called door location. And I'm gonna shift click to get a point. We're gonna set this guy to 0, value to 0. We're gonna shift click again. We're gonna set the time of this one to be 3, and I'm gonna set the value of this to be 380, I believe is what I had. So that way it'll be you know, completely out of view once it opens. And I'm gonna highlight both of these guys, and I'm gonna right click, and I'm gonna set auto. That way it's a bit smoother. And then, yeah, we're just going to set relative rotation, or set relative location of our hinge. So get our hinge here. We're going to set location. I'm going to set relative location. And on our new location here, I'm going to split the struct, and I'm going to duplicate our hinge here. And I'm going to get location. Get relative location. I'm going to right click on this guy, split it. And I'm going to plug the X and the Y in. And our door location off of our timeline is going to be the Z location here. Then on our update, we will just plug that guy in. And on our completed, we just basically want to go back to our back to controlling our character. So instead of doing all that code, I'm just going to go into our dial puzzle because we pretty much already have that code in here. So I'm going to go to the event graph, and on our interact, it's pretty much all of this. So I'm just going to copy. We don't need the set view target with blend, but I'm going to grab our set visibility. We don't need the play sound. I'm going to set movement mode. Set is focused. BPC puzzles, dial piece selected. I'm going to copy all of that. I'm I'm gonna come back to the lift door and just paste it in. I didn't paste. Right click, copy, paste. There we go. And yeah, I'm just gonna plug this stuff into finished. Plug that guy in. Move some of this stuff back down. Like that. So set visibility. We're setting our crosshair visibility to be back to visible. We're going back into walking mode. And we're setting that we're not focused anymore. So this should be good. So let's test it. So if we get it in the right location, which is right here, we get success. We focus on the door opens, and we did forget to do our set view target with blend. So, yeah, we need to set view target with blend back to our player character. I guess we did need that. We were missing that. Okay. So yeah, we'll just duplicate the one that we already have in here and plug this into the finished. And we're gonna get player controller, but instead of self being new view target, I'm just gonna grab a get player character and plug this into the new view target. So let's test that again. So if we complete the puzzle, we get success, the door opens, and we go back to controlling our player, and we can go through the door. And if we try to interact with the dial piece, we can't interact with it anymore. And yeah, that's pretty much the idea behind it. So that kind of completes our dial puzzle videos. I might make one more. So the way that we're doing this right now is we're just setting view target with blend to focus on a camera that is, you know, just focused on that's on our blueprint here. So in the next one, I might make a short one where if you don't want to do that, where instead of just, you know, going to this camera, we'll trigger a level sequence, so like a cinematic instead, and do some cool things with that. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. So if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know those down in the comments. If you have any suggestions for tutorials you would like to see, also let me know those down in the comments. If you would like to support the channel, we do have memberships on the channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.